Hello and welcome. There's a significant change happening right now that affects Social Security recipients. Whether you're receiving retirement, disability, or survivor benefits, it's crucial to understand a medical review process that has expanded in a major way this year. In the coming months, some of you may find a letter from the Social Security Administration in your mailbox, and it could require a response in as little as 10 days. For others, this specific review won't apply, but you might be unknowingly missing out on valuable free health screenings that Medicare provides every single year. Today, we are going to break down all of it. We'll identify who needs to be on high alert for these SSA medical reviews and explain what could happen if you disregard them. Then, we will shift to a topic that many of you will find even more directly useful: a completely free health benefit available to every single person on Medicare. It's a benefit that most people have never taken advantage of, and this year, it includes a brand new screening that could truly be life-changing. Before we dive in, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell. My goal is to bring you exactly this kind of essential information: updates that impact your benefits and your healthcare, explained in simple, clear language, well before any critical deadlines arrive. Your subscription helps you stay informed. Now, let's get started. First, let's address the medical reviews. The headline you may have heard is true, but the reality is more specific than it sounds. The Social Security Administration regularly performs what they call Continuing Disability Reviews, or CDRs. These are simply periodic medical check-ins to verify that individuals who are receiving disability benefits, specifically SSDI and SSI based on a disability, still meet the necessary medical qualifications. It is vital to understand that this process does not apply to standard retirement benefits. If you are collecting Social Security purely based on your age and work history, these CDRs will not impact your payments in any way. Your retirement income is not subject to this type of medical evaluation. However, if you or a loved one in your family is receiving disability benefits, either through SSDI or SSI, this development is extremely important right now. In March of 2026, the Social Security Administration announced a major change in how it operates. It consolidated all continuing disability review processing, moving it from various state-level agencies into a single, centralized federal office known as the Disability Case Review Unit. The direct result of this change is that the enormous backlog of pending reviews is now being processed much more quickly than ever before. Just to give you an idea of the pace, the SSA reported a 20% surge in CDR processing from 2024 to 2025, and that accelerated pace is holding steady into 2026. Essentially, more reviews are being completed and sent out. If you've been on disability for a number of years and haven't had a review in a while, the chances of a CDR notice arriving in your mail are now higher than they have been in recent years. So, here's what you must know if you receive one of these letters. First, a CDR notice is not a notification that your benefits are being terminated. It is simply a request for information. It will usually arrive with a questionnaire, often called the Disability Update Report, which will ask about your current medical treatments, any recent work activity, and any changes in your health condition. You are expected to complete it, provide up-to-date medical documentation, and the SSA will then make a determination. The most critical number to remember throughout this process is 10. If, after the review, your benefits are discontinued and you wish to appeal that decision while keeping your payments coming during the appeal process, you must file your appeal within 10 business days of receiving the termination notice. If you miss that 10-day window, your payments will stop cold while you await a hearing, which can create incredible financial hardship. Now, if you have been diagnosed with a condition that is considered permanent or is not expected to improve, for example, a chronic illness, the SSA typically schedules these reviews every 5 to 7 years. In these cases, your review is much less likely to result in a termination of benefits. On the other hand, if your condition was originally listed as being likely to improve, your reviews will be more frequent, happening every 6 to 18 months. The single most powerful action you can take to protect yourself if you're on disability benefits is to maintain consistent medical care and keep your records meticulously organized. The central question the SSA wants to answer in every single CDR is whether your condition has improved to the point that you are now able to work. If your medical files clearly show ongoing treatment, documented symptoms, and consistent visits with your doctor, it becomes much more difficult for them to conclude that you have improved. Conversely, if there are long gaps in your treatment history, months or years where you didn't see a doctor, the SSA might interpret that lack of care as evidence of medical improvement, even if your actual health condition has remained the same or even worsened. Okay, I need you to stay with me for this next part, because what I'm about to discuss affects every single person who is on Medicare, not just those on disability. There is a powerful, free health benefit that millions of American seniors are leaving unused every year. It's not because they don't qualify or can't get it. It's because no one ever told them it existed. This benefit is called the Medicare Annual Wellness Visit. It is 100% covered by Medicare Part B. That means zero copay, zero deductible, and zero out-of-pocket cost to you, provided your doctor accepts Medicare assignment, which the vast majority of primary care physicians do. You are entitled to one of these visits every 12 months, and the fact that most Medicare recipients have never scheduled even one is truly staggering. It's important to understand that the annual wellness visit is not a standard physical exam. Your doctor won't be conducting the typical head-to-toe checkup. Officially, this appointment is designed to create a personalized prevention plan. During the visit, your doctor will review your complete health history, your current list of medications, your personal and family risk factors, and then create or update a specific preventative care strategy just for you. They will check basics like your blood pressure and body mass index. Crucially, they will evaluate your risk of falling, which is one of the most serious health threats for seniors. They will also assess your functional ability in daily life and review your mental and emotional health, including screenings for depression and cognitive function. That last part, the cognitive screening, deserves its own special attention. As of a study released on June 1st of this year, Medicare now specifically requires providers to assess cognitive function as part of this annual wellness visit. Your doctor or their staff will check for early signs of memory issues, problems with judgment, or difficulty with concentration. This isn't some frightening hour-long examination. It's a very brief, simple, and straightforward assessment, and it's included in your visit at no extra charge. The reason this is so profoundly important is that the early detection of cognitive decline, catching the very first signs of conditions like dementia before they become severe, can open up a world of possibilities. It allows for interventions, medications, and crucial life planning that are simply not as effective or available once the condition has progressed significantly. And often, the people who would benefit most from this screening are the least likely to ask for it on their own. The annual wellness visit makes this vital check-in automatic. So, how do you schedule your visit? Call your primary care doctor's office and be very specific. Ask for the Medicare Annual Wellness Visit by name. This part is critical. If you simply ask for a checkup or an annual physical, the office might schedule a different kind of appointment that isn't covered in the same zero-cost way. You must use the exact phrase, "I want to schedule my Medicare Annual Wellness Visit." That specific terminology is what triggers the correct billing code with Medicare and ensures your visit is fully covered. If you have never had one of these visits before, your very first one is technically a slightly different appointment called the Welcome to Medicare Preventive Visit, which is only available during your first 12 months on Part B. If you've been on Medicare for over a year and haven't had either, don't worry. Just call your doctor's office and ask for the annual wellness visit. They will know which one applies to you and get it sorted out. Beyond the wellness visit itself, Medicare covers a wide array of other preventive screenings at zero cost that, again, most people are not using. This includes cardiovascular screenings for cholesterol, lipids, and triglycerides every 5 years. It also includes diabetes screenings up to twice a year if you have certain risk factors. There are also screenings for colorectal cancer and for current or former heavy smokers between 50 and 77, lung cancer screening. Bone density screenings for women at risk and depression screenings once per year are also covered at no cost during any qualifying doctor's visit. Furthermore, all vaccines recommended by the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, such as for shingles, pneumonia, flu, COVID, and RSV, are covered at 100% under either Medicare Part B or Part D with no cost to you. And there's one more recent addition that took effect in 2026. The Ways and Means Committee passed a measure in May of this year allowing pharmacists to administer tests and receive Medicare reimbursement for common illnesses like strep throat, influenza, and RSV. This dramatically expands access, especially for seniors in rural communities where getting a same-day doctor's appointment can be a real challenge. You can now walk into a participating pharmacy, get tested for these conditions, and have Medicare cover the cost. So let's bring this all together into a clear picture. If you are receiving disability benefits, stay vigilant. Understand that CDRs are being processed more rapidly in 2026. Keep your medical records current, maintain consistent treatment, and if you get a CDR letter, respond quickly and be very aware of that 10-day appeal window. And for every single person on Medicare, you have a free annual wellness visit waiting for you every 12 months. This visit includes invaluable screenings for cognitive function, fall risk, and depression, along with personalized prevention planning. Call your doctor's office today and specifically ask for it by name. Remember that the range of free preventive screenings Medicare covers, from cardiovascular and diabetes tests to cancer screenings and vaccines, is far broader than most people know. And with the new rules for 2026, pharmacy-based testing for common illnesses is more accessible than ever. As always, it's a good practice to verify details about your own benefits with official sources like Medicare.gov or the Social Security Administration. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share this video with someone you know who is on Medicare or receiving disability benefits. I'll see you in the next one.